Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Power Rangers Mystic Force: The Return. Toby is going over everything he's recently learned with the Rangers. Phineas comes in to see Lili, and Toby learns that Phineas isn't Xander's uncle, but one of the magical beings of the forest. He gives him a job for some reason, but he scares away customers. In the underworld, the Terrors perform the selection ceremony. Matumbo is chosen. Udana goes to search for Lienbo by leaving her body to search on another plane of existence. She finds him in his ancient mystic mode, weak but alive. The Rangers confront Matumbo, but he leaves, saying he doesn't want to hurt anyone. The Rangers are confused. Vita spots him later, and he saves a boy who had chased a ball into traffic. She watches as the boy gives Matumbo his ball. Maybe he really doesn't want to hurt anyone. Vita shows Matumbo things to do with the ball. They begin to become friends. Suddenly, Xander jumps in and attacks him. Vita convinces him to stand down. Matumbo announces that he'll conquer the world. Vita challenges him to strike her down. Matumbo hesitates. Suddenly, they all hear something. A ball of energy rises from the ground. Matumbo says it's electricity he's gathered to destroy the world. Vita begs him not to use it, and he listens. With a wave of his weapon, the ball of electricity disappears. Out of nowhere, Matumbo was suddenly struck by a mysterious force. Itasis and Gekor appear. They tell him that he's been chosen by the Master to be his new vessel. Matumbo renounces his loyalty to him. Vita rushes to defend him. The others show up, and she takes Daggeron's Morphord and summons the Solar Streak Megazord. Gekor and Itasis dodge the train, and in the confusion, Vita takes Matumbo aboard and escapes. The other Rangers are left behind, dumbfounded. Itasis steps forward and tells them she can explain. Gekor pursues Vita and gets aboard the Megazord. Working with Matumbo, they force him back out. Gekor returns to the underworld and tells the other Terrors what happened. With the Rangers, Itasis reveals that she is more interested in knowledge than destruction. She knows where Matumbo is heading, a magic lake where he can put himself into a deep sleep, ensuring that the Master won't revive. She selects Xander to go and find him and Vita. Gekor goes to stop them. Vita and Xander defend Matumbo, but when Xander is in danger, Matumbo steps in to defend him. Back with the Rangers, Itasis questions why the Rangers have consistently defeated them. Chip steps forward and the others follow. They tell her that they have courage, the will to protect others, something the monsters don't have. The whole team then joins Vita and Xander against Gekor. Even together, he's too strong. But another hero joins the fight, Lienbo. He reveals a morpher of his own and morphs into the Wolf Warrior, identical to Korag but blazoned in red. Udana was able to purify his powers. Lienbo defeats Gekor with his newfound powers. Matumbo reaches the magic lake, but Sculpin appears and kills him. Matumbo grows.
What did you expect? He wasn't going to get smaller.
Matumbo grows, and from within his body, the Master bursts forth restored. There's a lot to like here, but a lot I'm also split on. A common issue Mystic Force has had is too much going on at once. Plenty of plots could easily work as their own episodes. Toby is basically recapping the series so far at the beginning, and that's fine. I was almost afraid this was going to turn into a clip show. Toby learning about the Rangers, I think, could have been a bigger story. Maybe not a whole episode, but definitely a B story. Phineas is now Lili's boyfriend. This could probably also be a decent episode or two. Just imagine all the goofy hijinks we could get out of them going on a date. What if Necroli finds out? Will she be against it, or will she develop empathy when she sees her daughter so happy? Phineas is hired to the Rockporium. Not really sure why. Does he even need or use money? Why does Toby need yet another employee for his small record shop? Is Phineas only taking the job to be closer to Lili, possibly? Also, Toby should be aware that the townspeople are scared of the forest beings, so customers being scared away by Phineas should have been something he expected. Despite some logical issues, the beginning is nice, filled with a lot of little callbacks that Mystic Force fans would definitely appreciate. Udana goes on a search to find Lienbo. After finding him, oddly, she doesn't join him in battle with the Rangers. She finally has her powers back, but we don't get to see them in action. Only 2 episodes remain, and Udana has used her powers 2 or 3 times. Matumbo has, in a single episode, become the most interesting of the terrors. I kinda wonder where this personality of his has been the past bunch of episodes. I like plots with an evil monster turning good, but this also kinda comes out of nowhere. One weird thing, when Vita helps him escape, Itasis says Matumbo is going to a magic lake. How does she know? How did Vita know? Matumbo gets killed by Sculpin, and it's quite the dark twist to this kind of story. In a second twist, he comes back giant.
What did you expect? He wasn't going to get smaller.
In yet another twist, Matumbo is killed once again when the Master causes his body to explode. Fairly graphically for Power Rangers, I'm surprised this was allowed. It's relatively gruesome. I'm actually shocked they built up a sympathetic monster only to brutally murder him twice at the end. I'm sure that traumatized a few kids back in 2006. So, the Master is finally back out of the underworld and at full strength. Not really much to him at this point. His voice is unremarkable, he doesn't really have a personality, and his design doesn't instill awe like I think he was intended. He does do one of Mesagog's hisses. Great episode, some missed opportunities definitely, but good overall, and a decent lead-in to the two-part finale, so that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
All aboard!